Hello again, boys and girls. Today we're going to do a card reading. I haven't done one in a while, so I thought I'd do one. I'll be using the Celtic. The Celtic, and I'll be using the Marseilles deck. And so with this reading, like all my readings, they're just going to be think of a goal you're trying to accomplish. Some specific goal, something you'd like to get done or have completed, something accomplished, and maybe some of these cards will give you some ideas, and that's a good way to look at it. So that's what we're going to do, and I'm going to be using the Celtic Cross the way I do it. And just like you've seen all my other videos do. And one thing I wanted to show is, I'll show this with the, when I go the overhead here, is this deck of cards is finally getting broken in. The cards are to me they're like a baseball mitt. When you used to play ball when you were a kid, you get a baseball mitt, and when you get it, it's brand new. It's too stiff. It's got to be broken in. Same with a deck of cards to me. And the way I hold cards, they bend. I like to bend them like this. They just fit in my hand better that way. And so they feel good in my hand. And it probably takes a while before they start to actually keep that bend in there. And the longer I use them, the more that bend will be in there. And this deck, there's a way I know when it's finally broken in. And I'll show that when I go with the overhead here. So if you don't like to keep your cards stiff and brand new all the time, that's okay. If they start to shape to your hand in some way, the way you shuffle bends them or something, there's nothing wrong with that. You're just breaking them in. So think of it that way. And don't worry about your cards getting beat up. So the Celtic Cross, and what we're going to be looking at, I like to, instead of looking at, is something going to happen? Is this going to happen? I like to look in, how are we going to make it happen? And I think that that's an important way to look at the question. How can I make this happen? How can I give myself the best advantage to make this situation go in my favor? And then we look for ideas, things we didn't see before we sat down with the cards. And I think that gives the cards a lot of value. And the way I do a Celtic Cross, the positions that I use, the meanings of the positions, cover that way of thinking very well. So, Celtic Cross with the Marseilles deck. We'll get started. This is something you might be interested in seeing. This is a reading. So, I take notes when I'm doing a person's reading sometime, and this helps me keep going over things that we were talking about. We can go back to them, and that's all. I just thought I'd show you that. So, Celtic Cross. I mentioned my cards being bent or broken in, and how I can tell that they're broken in or they're getting there. I said I got a curve on them there, And when that curve is, the more I use the cards, the more that curve becomes in there. It gets sharper as time goes on. And when I could take a card and turn it over like this and spin it, that's when I know the curve is, my cards are broken in. It's just I'm funny with that, that's all. I'm not saying you should do that, because do whatever you like, but I just wanted to mention that's what I look at a deck and I know that the deck is broken in. When that curve is enough in there where that card will spin, then I got my cards the way I like them. And again, this is my Celtic Cross, which is in both of my books. Not straight tarot. I don't have anything in there about the cards. This is just how to be a reader, professional. But Genius of the Tarot and Essential Tarot. I have my Celtic Cross in both of them, the way I do it. As well as the traditional, I think, is in both of them too. So, how are we going to achieve this goal that we're looking into? Eight of Cups, Two of Pentacles. I'm just getting my positions right here. I want to make sure I got enough room. Knight of Swords and the King of Cups. Right now, a choice being made to advance forward on things. You're taking actions here to seek more knowledge on things as time goes on. What you have going for you is you have a lot of ability with this situation. You can move swiftly on this once you see what you want to. Once you get the information you're looking for, nothing's stopping you. You can just move forward with it. Right now, I see things being a little vague as far as direction goes, but the next 3 months might be kind of tough. We'll know that with timing when we get to the timing of the situation. But right now, things are a little slow. Take things slowly. Get this information, and that's going to be what's stopping you from moving forward. Until then, you have to get this information first. But what I do see is once you got that, things just move quickly. You got going for you is you have a lot of understanding and clearness about what you want to do with this. You got good focus too. I see that focusing on that pentacle as a good sign as far as your clarity on what you want. There's no confusion about that. The timing is good for you right now because it's very inspiring. You have a lot of motivation to move forward with things. And it is a time for wrapping things up and completing things, getting things taken care of, getting things done, and all these loose ends, tying things together and making things happen. And when you do that, I see there's another 10. Tens are completions, tying things up, getting things completed. 10 of Cups to the 10 of Wands shows that this will all come to a completion and things will be resolved. The only thing really holding you back right now is getting more information before you act. Making choices to advance forward is a good thing. You have a good clarity about what you want to advance forward on. Right now you're taking action to do that, but really you're taking actions to know more about the situation before you move forward. Once that happens, nothing else is stopping you. Next 3 months things might be a little slow because this information is still not there, but the timing is good because it's a crucial time in your life as far as a very inspirational time, a time of something really important to happen. Wrap things up that you can wrap up. Tie up any loose ends that you can take care of. Simplify things right now. And I see this coming to an end and completion happening once the information is found you're looking for. So, as far as looking at this as a constructive way, Right now, the most important thing I'm seeing here is finding the information. Kings are information. Kings are knowledge. And I'm seeing that being what's important, is getting more information on this. You don't have all the facts, or if you do have a lot there, you still need to find out more. And I think you're taking action to do that anyway. Other than that, the Chariot's advancing forward with confidence here, swift movement. Once you know where you're going, I do see you being able to move forward without any resistance on that. And that looking very good for you. So you got that going for you. Lots of times we have a resistance, we have blockage, things that are holding us back. I don't see nothing really holding you back. You know what you want to do. Very inspired person right now is who you are. You want this to happen. And because of that, I see you moving quickly. The next 3 months could be a little vague as far as this information goes. But have patience with it. Queens have patience. And I see you having the patience to be able to chew through these next 3 months. This is usually a 3-month period for me. This is your opportunity. I don't see any real opportunity happening until this is resolved here, the information. And but I do see that coming. That path you're on is going to be leading to a good situation, a good end result. So tying up any loose ends is what you're doing now, trying to get things together that you can put together. But I also see this getting resolved and completed when it's able to be done. So that's my reading. I hope you like it, and keep throwing cards. We'll talk soon. Bye.